Ayubowan. Exercise and sports. ව්‍යායාම සහ ක්‍රීඩා ගැන තමයි මේ lesson එකේ අපි කරන්න යන්නේ. Practice question 1. Sports of every kind. හැම ජාතියම ක්‍රීඩා. Look at the pictures and explain what you can see in them. ඉතින් මේ pictures දෙක බලලා කියන්න මොනවද ඒකේ පේන්නේ කියලා. So this seems to be like a basketball match. This seems to be like a football match, right? So in the first one, what can you see? I can see children trying to pass the ball. There are some students seated on a bench, right? And the spectators are screaming and cheering. Here I can see some boys playing, actually boys and girls, I think, playing a football match, right? There's a dog close by, okay? Now, if I was you, here are 2 sample answers. Children are playing basketball in the gym. There is a crowd watching them and cheering them. There are 2 teams, red and blue. We can see 2 blue players and 3 red players in the picture. The red team is going to shoot the ball into the net. There is a library next to the gym and the children are reading books at the table. So that is this one here. Right? So what do they tell here? ළමයි basketball play කරනවා gym එකේ. ඉතින් ඉස්කෝලේ එක තමයි මේ match එක ගහන්නේ. There is a crowd watching. කට්ටියක් බලාගෙන ඉඳලා cheer කරලා කෑ ගහනවා. Teams දෙකක් ඉන්නවා රතු සහ නිල්. Blue players ලා දෙන්නෙක් ඉන්නවා, red players ලා 3 දෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා. ඉතින් රතු team එක තමයි shoot කරන්න යන්නේ net එකට. Right? Library එකක් තියෙනවා gym එකට එහා පැත්තේ. අපිට පේනවා ළමයි ඒ library එකේ ඉඳගෙන පොත් කියවනවා. Second picture. Children are playing football in the garden. ළමයි football සෙල්ලම් කරනවා වත්තේ. 2 children are watching the players and chatting. ඉතින් ළමයි දෙන්නෙක් සෙල්ලම් කරන අය දිහා බලාගෙන කතා කරනවා. They can be children or they can be parents. මම හිතන්නේ ළමයි කියන මොකද අර කැප් එකක් දාලා age look එකත් එක්ක I feel they are children, right? There is a dog curiously watching them. There are 2 teams, the yellow and red team and the purple and white team. The yellow team just kicked the ball, but the purple team managed to stop it. ඉතින් ළමයි football සෙල්ලම් කරනවා වත්තේ. ළමයි දෙන්නෙක් ඈත ඉඳන් බලාගෙන කතා කර ඉන්නවා. Chatting කියන්නේ පොඩක් කතා බහේ යෙදෙනවා. Curiously watching them, කුතුහලයෙන් වගේ බලාගෙන ඉන්න බල්ලෙක් ඉන්නවා. Teams දෙකක් තියෙනවා. Yellow සහ රතු team එකයි, purple දම් සහ සුදු team එකයි. ඉතින් yellow team එක තමයි ball එක kick කරේ. Purple team එක තමයි මේක නවත්තන්න manage කරේ. ඉතින් you can see 2 teams, right? Right, so the next activity, watch the video clips of various sports and guess what happens next. So it's actually one video, but you've got different, we can pause and have a look at it, right? So here's the link for you, and you will also find the link below the video, right? You can write down what you think happens next. Second one. Take your time, jot down what happens next. Right, let's have a look at question number 3. What's going to happen next? Take your 30 seconds and jot down the answer. Right, so the next one, question 4. Right, so you can write, take your 30 seconds and write it down. After 4:13, okay, so let me write it down. After 4:13 minutes, you can see if your answers were correct. Okay, ඔගොල්ලෝ ඒ guess කරපු එක හරිද කියලා බලන්න පුළුවන්. මිනිත්තු 4:13න් පස්සේ ඊළඟට වෙච්ච දේ එකේ පෙන්නනවා. Right? So please try the activity and see, right? And after 4 minutes and 13 seconds, check if your answers are correct, right? ඉතින් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට තනියම කරන්න පුළුවන් එකක්. ඒකේ පෙන්නනවා ඊට පස්සේ මොකද වෙන්නේ කියලා, right? So please make sure you watch it and enjoy the activity. It's a very nice activity. Practice question 2, my sport preferences. Mage sports preferences, right? What sports are you good at? Why? So I think I'm really good at basketball, right? Because I've played basketball during my school years, not a lot, but just a little, right? But I think that's the only sport I'm good at. Maybe playing badminton, right? What sports are you bad at? Swimming, definitely. Why? Because I can't swim at all. Have you ever done any sports or exercises? Have you ever won any awards? I haven't won any awards, but yes, I've done some sport activities like badminton, basketball, and table tennis during my school years. Do you get enough exercise each week? Definitely no, right? I don't do any exercise at the moment because I don't have time to do it. So I don't get enough exercise each week. Do you like to watch sports on TV? Why or why not? I actually do like to watch sports on television because you can sit at home, enjoy yourself, grab some popcorn or maybe some chips, right? And sit down and watch the TV. So I actually enjoy watching sports on television. So question number 6, do you like to watch live sports in stadiums? Why or why not? Personally, I don't like to go to live stadiums because it's really crowded and you really can't enjoy watching it, okay? So I would prefer to stay at home and watch it on television. Thanks. Samaharak kayata kiyanna puluwan no. I enjoy. Do you like going? Yes, I do enjoy going because, you get the spectators, you get that real feel when you're in the stadium and there's a lot of crowds, so you can cheer, right? And you can have a lot of fun. Do you prefer individual or team sport? I don't mind either sport, right? As long as it's a sport. So I don't mind if it's individual or team. Basketball or football, which is better? I feel basketball because I like to watch basketball and I can play a bit of basketball. I can't play football. But, I don't know much about football, but I've watched a few matches on television and on YouTube. I'm not a fan, but I prefer basketball definitely. What is your favorite sport or exercise? Discuss why you like it and how often you do it, when and where you do it, and who you do it with. So, you could say your favorite sport is basketball. I like it because I've played it since my childhood. And I don't do it now, but when I was a school child, when I was schooling, I used to practice once a week. I used to do it on Wednesdays, and we used to practice in the school basketball court, and we used to practice with friends. Now I don't do any sports, so really I can't tell you much. Do you exercise daily? I don't exercise daily. The ඔගොල්ලෝ exercise කරනවා නම් you can say yes, I do yoga, right? I go for swimming, or I go for jogging. ඔගොල්ලෝ කැමති කරන එකක් ගැන කතා කරන්න පුළුවන්, right? Practice question 3, game time. Spend 10 seconds looking at the two similar pictures and describe the pictures, highlighting the differences. Okay, so there you go. Look at the pictures and you could tell the differences. So number 1, I think here he's not wearing like a skinny, but here he is wearing a yellow one, right? And here he's carrying something like more like a square weight, but here it's more like a dumbbell, which is like round, okay? Then here I think he's got like a brown belt, but here he has got a yellow belt, right? So here you can see he doesn't have a mustache, but here you can see that he does have one, right? And then here you can see that he does have hair, and here you can see that he doesn't, and he looks more like bald, right? Okay, so that's what I can see. You can probably spot more differences and talk about it, okay? Next one, spend 10 seconds at the two similar pictures and describe the differences, right? So here, the bag, you can see that there's like a darker piece here, right? Here the shorts are pink, right? And it's got white dots. Here the shorts are red and it's got yellow dots, right? So here you have a blue sock with like a dark blue lining here, but here actually there's no dark blue lining. So here the ball is in a different angle, and here the ball is definitely in a different angle, right? The boy is wearing a blue t-shirt here, and here the boy is wearing a purple t-shirt, okay? So these are the differences that I've spotted, right? And maybe if you see more, you could jot them down, okay? Right, so moving on to the next one. Again, you have two pictures, differences. So here, what can you see? They're quite similar, but here you can see like an aeroplane, and here there's actually nothing, right? Now, what else can you see? Here, if you have a look at his mouth, it's quite different. It's like, so you can see it's different, okay? Right, anything else that you can see? I feel everything else looks quite similar, right? I don't see any big differences in these two pictures. Quite similar what he's wearing and all of the other things, right? But then the color of the ground is different. This has like a light blue, but this has like a white and blue color. Right. Okay. So, moving on to the next one. Question 4. My favorite sports player. Surf the internet and find facts about your favorite sports player. Give a speech about what sport he or she does. Why do you like him? දැන් ඒක හරි ලේසි. ඕගොල්ලන්ට ඉන්ටර්නෙට් එකේ ගිහිල්ලා ඕගොල්ලන්ගේ favorite sports player ගැන දත් එකතු කරගන්න. Right? So එයාගේ age එක, right? Height එක, එයා කැමති දේවල්, ඒ ටික ඔක්කොම එකතු කරගන්න points හැටියට. ඊට පස්සේ ඒ ගැන කතා කරන්න speech එකක් වගේ. So that you practice. මට ඕනේ ඕගොල්ලෝ කොහොම හරි practice කරන්නේ මාතෘකාව ගැන. So, if you jot down the points and you think that it's a speech and you talk about it, තමන්ට ඒක ඔළුවේ චුට්ටක් හරි රැඳෙයි. Okay? Right. So, I've got a little sample answer for you. I've used some of the information about Sanat for my speech, right? If you want, you could use the same information. My favorite sports player is Sanat Teran Jayasuriya. Okay. He was born on the 30th of June 1969. He is a former Sri Lankan cricketer and captain. He is considered one of the greatest attacking batsmen of all time, and he was an all-rounder. His father's and mother's names were Dunstan and Brida Jayasuriya. He has an elder brother, Chandana Jayasuriya. Sanat was educated at St. Sebastian College, Mathura. I think he's a legend in cricket. Okay. ඉතින් සනත් ජයසූරිය ගැන තමයි මම ලියලා තියෙන්නේ. එයාගේ උපත, එයා ක්‍රිකට් කෙනෙක්, right? ඉතින් එයා ඇවිල්ලා හොඳම හොඳ බැට්ස්මන් කෙනෙක් සහ all rounder කෙනෙක්. එයා එතෙක් මෙතෙක් තුරාවට බිහි වෙච්ච දක්ෂතම ක්‍රිකට් ක්‍රීඩකයෙක්, right? ඉතින් මම හිතන විදියට ඒක ඕගොල්ලෝ හැමෝම එකඟ නොවෙන්න පුළුවන්. මම හිතන විදියට he is a legend, right? ඉතින් ඒ ඉතිහාසෙ බිහි වෙච්ච හොඳම හොඳ ක්‍රිකට් කෙනෙක් තමයි සනත් ජයසූරිය කියලා කියන්නේ, right? So ඕගොල්ලෝ කැමති කෙනෙක් ගැන you can write an answer. Practice question 5. Let's do this. Ask questions using the correct collocations. Go, play, do. Right? So usually you can ask, do you go for swimming? Right? Do you go for swimming? Do you go jogging? Right. Next one, do you play tennis? Do you play basketball? Next one, do you do? So, do you do yoga? Do you do karate? Now the rule for this I taught you when we were doing beginner, right? Make a rule like මං කියලා දීලා තියෙනවා vocab lessons වල beginner එකෙත් අපි බැලුවා, right? Do you go for swimming? ing තියෙන ඒවායි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් අපි කියන්නේ go. මම මේ කියන්නේ සාමාන්‍ය නීතිය. If you use like a ball, okay? For that we usually say, do you play tennis? Do you play basketball? හැම එකටම ball එක පාවිච්චි කරනවා. Do you do yoga? Do you do karate? So if it's something to do with like physical exercise, right? We say, do you do? So there you go. Play and do. ඉතින් ඕගොල්ලන්ට questions අහන්න පුළුවන්. Don't say, do you play karate? You know, do you play swimming? එහෙම අහන්න බෑ. Right? So, what is the lady doing in the picture? What questions can you ask her? So, seems like golf, weightlifting. What is this? What's this? And then, okay, what are these activities? Let's have a look. What kind of questions you can ask? Do you play golf? Do you like weightlifting? Would you like to go ice skating with me? How often do you play baseball? Where do you go cycling every weekend? When did you start doing karate? Okay, there you go. So do, play, go use කරලා තියෙනවා, right? එක ක්‍රීඩාවත් එක්ක කොහොමද ing form එකද කොහොමද කියන එක ඔයගොල්ලන්ට පේනවා. Right. So I think this was a good lesson where we had a look at similarities, differences, and a lot of speaking questions. That brings us to the end of the 10th lesson, exercise and sports.